This is Jennifer, and I'm sitting here with A.T. Bland. He just did a wonderful presentation for the Kangen water machine for us, and we're going to ask a couple questions for those who couldn't join us. First question, A.T., I have is, what's the difference between the Kangen water machine and other machines?
That's a good question. Kangen water is actually a registered trademark name of the type of water that comes out of this machine. The machine is actually manufactured by It's a Japanese-based company. They've been in business 39 years. It is a medically certified device by the Japanese Ministry of Health and Welfare. It is the only home water ionizer in the world that is certified as a medical device. They're a very, very successful company. They're a worldwide company. They have offices, 7 actual walk-in offices in the U.S. LA, Vancouver, Washington, Chicago, New York, Orlando, Dallas, Texas. You can actually walk into these offices, plus offices in Italy, Australia, New Zealand, Germany, England. All are walk-in service offices. Since the success of Enagic hit the U.S. in 2003, we've had maybe 15 or 20 internet-based only companies pop up that run over to Korea or Taiwan. They have a little cheap machine produced. They all go on the web. They don't have any offices that you can walk into. They go on the web and they say, we're the same as Enagic. We're the same as Enagic. Our machine only costs half the price. Well, first of all, they have 0 certification by anybody. The only thing said about those companies is what they say themselves, where Enagic has the ISO worldwide certification as a medical manufacturer. They have an endorsement from 7,000 member medical doctors for the prevention of geriatric diseases or chronic diseases. They have the backing of the Water Quality Association. That's the WQA.org. That's a worldwide organization that our U.S. government looks to for certification on water devices. The other companies have nothing, and they do not produce the Kangen type water, but on the web they will do their best to convince you that they do, because they only want the money out of your pocket. They're not original equipment manufacturers. They simply buy from some company in Taiwan that's put together something according to their specifications by parts that they buy from China, Malaysia, or whatever. They pop up on the web, they're there for about a year, and then they're gone again, and they claim they have a warranty. Are you going to get to service that machine for you if you ever do need warranty service? In the last 4 years, I've seen several of them come and go, and the water absolutely doesn't work from them. Please don't fall for that trick. Enagic is a 39-year-old company. It is certified by many different organizations and government agencies, and their water absolutely works. And they're not there just to take your money. They're there to give you something that will bring your health back to where you want it to be. And it's documented, it's proven. Enagic has nothing to prove. The water has nothing to prove, because it's had 55 years of medical research. The only thing that we have to prove is whether or not you're going to drink the water.
Good enough. Another question, and I get this a lot at the front desk from patients that are trying the water or are curious about the water, and that's what the cost of the machine is.
73 cents a day for the next 15 years. Whether it's a family of 1, the family of 4, 5, or 6, it costs about 73 cents a day. We know the machines last 15 years, and then it's usually about $800 to replace the electrolysis box and the power supply. Part of that when people say, well, how much does the machine cost? I'll say, well, what's your health worth? And do you invest in your health? Do you invest in the front end, or do you spend your entire life savings on the back end when you have a chronic disease? It's a very minimal cost. It's very affordable for anyone, but it really works out to about 73 cents a day, or it works out to 2 cents a gallon for certified medical water. 2 cents a gallon. And most people go down to Walmart, Kmart, wherever, and they spend $1 a gallon for water that really just contributes to chronic disease and ill health.
I think that's a good point. And you already made the comment in my first question, but a lot of people ask, does it really work? And I guess with that question, I can maybe add to that, because I know you already believe that it works. Maybe you could share with us your best story of evidence that it works?
Well, my best evidence that it works, and it's better to tell my own story. My brother-in-law, my sister and my brother-in-law who introduced me to this water 4 years ago, my brother-in-law had prostate cancer and had also lost his voice and had not been able to speak for 10 months. The VA was wanting to cut his prostate out. They wanted to cut on his vocal cords. They wanted to inject Botox into his vocal cords. He resisted all of that. They bought this machine. He began to drink the water. In 30 days, now after the VA trying to get his voice back for 10 months and they couldn't, in 30 days his voice came back. He was able to go back to work again. And within 6 months his prostate cancer was gone after the VA said, we're going to have to cut your prostate out. What was that worth to my brother-in-law? Did he put a value on that? Mm-hmm. No. You know, it literally gave him his life back. Then my mother, who was 86 years old, macular degeneration, also she just hurt all over from being 86 years old, began to drink the water, and in 2 months it gave her life back. Her pain went away. She came and visited with me 300 miles away. My brother brought her up, spent a week with me, went everywhere I went. Previous to that, she could only leave the house for about 1 hour every 2 weeks and would just be exhausted. She had no life. She couldn't see, totally blind. At the end of 3 months, she was beginning to see light again, as well as being a very positive, outgoing person that she had always been in her entire life. As a matter of fact, my other sister said, what do you do? She lives in Virginia. My mother lived in Arkansas. My other sister called me and said, what are you doing to my mother? And I said, what do you mean, what are you doing? What am I doing to our mother? She said, well, I just talked to her, and that's the mother that I used to have. What are you doing? I said, she's drinking this water. Myself, when I started drinking it 4 years ago, I was 61 years old. I was at the point where I needed blood pressure medication. I was on no medications, but my blood pressure was at 170 over 110. I began to drink the water, and in 60 days, I was down to 130 over 80. Today, I'm about 125 over 78 for my blood pressure. Also, I was having some serious blood sugar problems. Looked like I may possibly need diabetic medication. Within 30-40 days, I knew my blood sugar had normalized. I'm 4 years later now. I just had a physical at the VA. I've not been on any medications. My cholesterol is normal, my blood pressure is normal, my triglycerides are normal, my calcium is normal. I'm healthy. And normally the VA says you got to come back every year. They told me I don't have to come back for 18 months for a physical. So it kept me off of medications. It kept me from having the side effects that everyone has from medications. But more than that, you know, I have a positive mental attitude about things. I have a lot of energy. My wife and I just went hiking in the mountains of Idaho for a week. I don't think at my age I could have done that had I not been drinking this water for the last 4 years.
That's truly an amazing story. Well, thank you very much for sharing that with us, and thank you for coming and doing a presentation with us.
Thank you very much. Drink water, change your life. Kangen water.